Hello everybody, my name is Vijay and welcome back to another Inventor tutorial video. Today we're going to be talking about the whole 3D feature in Autodesk Inventor 2021 and this will carry over to other versions as well as the feature is similar. So in front of me here I have a 1 by 1 by 1 inch cube. So we're going to be doing some things to it with the whole feature. So if you look under the 3D model tab in top left, you'll see the hole is under the modify menu. So if you click hole, you get this menu, which you can drag around. So the first category you have is position. So we can select any face here and it'll just click where your cursor is. But since you don't want really an arbitrary hole, let's make a sketch. So I'm going to start a 2D sketch on the top of this. And since we know this is a 1 by 1 cube, I'm going to just dimension a point halfway in between both sides. There we go. And then now when I press hole, it'll just automatically default to the point because that's the only point that's being created there. So that's done with the position. So now we have the type of hole that we want. So a simple hole is just a straight cut, no threads or anything. A clearance hole is basically the same thing as a simple hole, but you can set it for a specific screw type here, and then it'll create the exact hole that is meant for that screw, but non-tapped though, just a straight hole. And if you want a tapped hole, which means it has threads inside of it, you can click tapped hole and it'll do a similar thing. And of course you can still define the center point. Then lastly you have a taper tapped hole, which is essentially the same thing, but it has a slight taper. And then the seat is another thing that can be added. So normally the seat is nothing, so it's just a straight hole again. You could also have a counter bore. A counter bore means for some distance in the hole, the diameter of the hole is bigger. So as you can see in this case, for the first like X inches, the diameter of the hole is bigger, and then it immediately becomes another smaller diameter. This is good if you want to make flush seats for your button head screws. And similarly, you can do a spot face. If you look under behavior for both counter bore and spot face, you'll notice that they're both pretty similar. And the last one here is Countersink. And Countersink is basically a tapered top which goes into a straight hole. So as you can see, the top is tapered here, basically like a cone cut in half with a hole. And this is very good if you have a countersunk screw. This will make sure it slits flushly with the top of the surface, similar to the counter bore with the button head screw. So any screw that has a taper can be easily flushed with a countersunk hole. And yeah, so for each one of these you have a different you have like different behaviors. So you can choose like the depth for both the spot face and the countersunk, and of course the diameters. And then you can choose a taper angle as well in the countersink. And just like an extrusion, you have your termination behaviors. So you can either set it to a distance through all the parts or to a specific surface. And then of course you can also select direction of your hole. You can select your drill point. If I change this to be 0.5 and then look at it, you could see that if we use the triangle point drill bit, it'll create this sort of divot. But if we use the flat faced drill bit, it'll create this flush hole. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the whole feature. So as a summary, you have your tapped or non-tapped holes here, in which you can define specific screw sizes. You have your position for your hole here, which you can put a point on a sketch or any other predefined points, such as the vertices of this cube. For your seat, you can use counterbore, spot face for button head screws, and Countersink for tapered screws, as well as many other applications for those. And then you have your termination, direction, and drill point behaviors here for your different applications as well. And then finally, you can choose the dimensions of your hole down here, depending on which seat you choose. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have a question or comment, feel free to leave it in the comment section. And thank you for watching.